What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about AMC, GME, as well as the broader market. So today, AMC was down for 1.96% for the day. It had a high of $17.61. The average volume on AMC has gone down to 54.45 million, but today's volume was around 26.38 million. The volume was still a little bit okay as compared to what has actually happened in this SPY as well as the overall broader market. It's shocking that AMC hold on to these prices very well. Usually what happens is when there is some sort of a significant downtrend in the overall broader market, AMC and GME tank a lot. But this time it's a little bit different. I can see a lot of majority of the stocks out there in the broader market were holding pretty well. It's just the index like a SPY, QQQ were going down quite a bit. Now when we come over to the GME, it was down for just 2.36% for the day. It had a high of $146.30. Every day GME try its level best to head in the upward momentum, and then it drops down really bad. The average volume on GME is around 4.53 million, but today's volume was around 1.57 million. The volume is a little bit low, but GME is holding very well. Every day GME try its level best to go up, and then it goes down. I would say a stock like GME is doing far more better than any other stock out there in the stock market. Now, when we come over to the SPY was unfortunately down for 2.74% for the day. It is almost reaching the crash levels. It had a high of $438.08. It's pretty crazy to watch these kind of moves coming in the SPY. We were down 1 point something percent for the day yesterday. Today we are down 2.74%. It's almost to the crash levels. And there was nothing major news out there. It was just Jerome Powell was speaking yesterday. Now I personally believe every time Jerome Powell is going to speak, you can just literally buy puts, not a financial advice. But that's how it's working in the current market. So now as we can see over here, this is the VIX. It went up 24.38% for the day. It had a high of $28.27. Now VIX basically indicates where the market volatility is there. Every time there is a fear in the market, VIX rises up really good. But today was a significant jump that came in the overall broader market. The main thing that I want to point out in this video is this: if we look at other stocks, there were not much of a significant drop that came in. It's just only the stocks like those who are in the S&P 500 got decimated quite a bit, just like Amazon, Google. These are the stocks that get beaten down really badly, but majority of the stocks out there were doing very well. They were just down, but not that down the way the overall broader market is. Now let's come over to the options flow for the AMC. Now when I have increased the premium to max and I see what exactly the whales are doing, this was the $16 put that came in. It's going to expire in 55 days, and this individual is buying 7,000 contract and he's paying $1.87 million for it. Now when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the retail is doing, now I can see there were a lot of call option buying that's happening, and these are small expiration date. These individuals are buying 6 days expiration, and it was pretty back to back. These were like $17 put, and that's also going to expire in 6 days. Now this is for sure that the stock is going to head in one direction, that's for sure. But there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow, but majority of them are onto the downside. When I look at the put to call ratio, you can see it for yourself. The put side is pretty heavier, the premium is heavier, the volume is heavier on the put side. So everybody's betting that the AMC is going to go down from here onwards. Now let's come over to the options flow for the GME. When I increase the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing, majority of them are onto the upside. When I bring down the premium and see what exactly the retail is doing, majority of them are onto the downside. Now when I bring up the chart to put to call ratio, you can see to yourself this was pretty different. Just a couple of days back, majority of them were onto the upside. The call side was pretty heavier as compared to the put side, but now the things have changed. The volume on the put side has gone up, even the premium has gone up on the put side. Now when I look at the options flow, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of there. There was not any significant huge buying that was happening in the GameStop today. Now let's come over to the options flow for the SPY. I have increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. This was this one whale that came in and he's betting $425 put option that's going to expire in 13 days, and he's putting $10.4 million for it, and he's buying 20,000 contracts. That's a lot of money that's being betted that the SPY is going to go down from here onwards. There was this another one. This individual is buying 476 dollar put option that's going to expire in 27 days, and he's paying $12.9 million. The 471 put option that's going to expire in 27 days, and he's buying 3,000 contracts and he's paying $11.5 million for it. So that's a huge amount of money that's coming into the SPY, and they are all betting that the SPY is going to go down from here onwards. And when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the mini whales are doing, there were only these two call options, and there were few others of them that were betting to the upside for the SPY, but majority of them are on to the downside. Now, from the last 2 days, we have been going down significantly. We are almost down over 4% in just last 2 days, which is almost reaching to the crash points of a SPY, which is not at all a good indication for the overall broader market. But what I see in the other stocks as compared to the indexes that we have in the broader market, the major indexes were going down quite a bit as compared to the stocks. Stocks were holding pretty well. There were not much of a sell off happening in the individual stocks, but the indexes are going down quite a bit. This is a pretty crazy market, and it's very hard to predict which way it's going to go. Now, if you're trading intraday, it's very different. But if you are a long-term investors, it's a very confusing time. Even the major index funds are a little bit overpriced, and there might be a correction coming in, or there might be a stock market crash. This kind of a upward and downward momentum can make a lot of money for the traders. But for the long-term investor, this is a time that you should be very careful with when you are putting your money. If you are putting 100 $200 weekly, then it's completely different scenario. You don't have to stress about if the stock market is going up or down. Eventually it will go in an upward momentum, but for the short term momentum trades, it's very hard to predict which way the market is going to go. Hope so you like my video. Please like and subscribe my channel. I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.